Welcome everyone to PsychINFO. Don't forget to subscribe this channel for more informational videos. Today in this video, we are going to talk about cognitive distortions. So what are cognitive distortions? These are irrational, inaccurate thoughts and beliefs that distort a person's perception of reality and leads to negative thinking. Everyone experiences cognitive distortions to some extent, but they can be harmful in their more extreme form. They can lead to stress, depression, and anxiety. We will discuss some of the common cognitive distortions. First is overgeneralization. With this type of cognitive distortion, a person comes to conclusion based on one or two negative events. They view single negative event as a never-ending pattern of defeat. With this type of cognitive distortion, a person uses the words never and always in their statements. For example, I can never pass my test, I always fail my test. Distortion is a distortion in which person believes that they are responsible for the events occurring outside of their own control. They takes everything personally even when something is not meant in that way. A person who experiences this kind of thinking will also compare themselves to others, and they may also see themselves as the cause of some unhealthy external event that they were not responsible for. Another cognitive distortion is magnification. The person with this type of thinking exaggerate the problems and shortcomings. They believe that their mistakes are excessively important. Magnification and minimization usually co-occur. The person with this type of thinking minimizes the positive events and minimize the importance of desirable qualities. For example, a person got a raise in his job, and if he says, I'm still not good at my job, so he has minimization cognitive distortion. Another cognitive distortion is all or nothing thinking or polarized thinking, black or white thinking. People with this type of cognitive distortion, they places the things or people in the categories of either perfect or failure, good or bad, either right or wrong, or all or nothing. People with this distortion see things, people only in extremes. Mental filtering means focusing or magnifying the negative details while filtering out the positive ones from the situation or the event. The person sees only the negative and ignores anything positive. For example, the person receives many positive comments about his presentation from a group, but one of them says something critical. So he obsesses about his reaction for days and ignores all the positive feedback. Another cognitive distortion is should statements. The person with this type of cognitive distortion, they make a list of rules for themselves and for other people, how they should and ought to behave and other people too. For example, I really should exercise, I shouldn't be lazy. So the should statements directed against yourself leads to guilt and frustration, and directed against other people leads to anger. Labeling is another common cognitive distortion in which a person labels one's own self or others as a failure, a jerk, a fool, loser based on one single negative event. Instead of saying that I made a mistake, people used to attach negative label to themselves. Emotional reasoning means assuming that emotions reflect the way things really are. The person with this type of cognitive distortion believes that whatever they are feeling is believed to be true automatically and unconditionally. While the fortune telling means expecting or predicting the events to turn out badly without adequate evidence. Catastrophizing means assuming the worst. People with this distortion expects a disaster no matter what. A person sees any unpleasant occurrence as the worst possible outcome, and they always use the what if statements. Another cognitive distortion is mind reading. which means assuming what other person is thinking despite no external confirmation and believes that assumption is true. For example, a person thinks that she probably thinks I'm ugly. I hope the video was understandable and helpful. Don't forget to subscribe this channel for more videos regarding psychology, and thank you.